Welcome back. This is Scott Tanker, host of Breakfast with the Boss. We are here each and every Thursday from 9:30 to 10, 10 to 10:30, and we bring people on who have a purpose and a passion to help you as an individual, as a business, or even as a family. And we are part of the Morning Coffee Show, which is also every Thursday. Today we have some very interesting people. If you, like a lot of people, look at your house every day and say, you know, I would love to do something different. I just don't know what to do, and I don't know how to get started. I've got the answer for you. I have two people with me today, Cindy Cipriani and her husband, Jay. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, welcome. Now, they are remodeling specialists, and they're also married, which makes it a TV show already. Okay, right?
Right.
Now, it's so good to have you on. I've certainly have met many times before. You do some great work in the residential area, but I got to go back to go forward because I want the people to know, how did you get into all this? How did you start with remodeling these beautiful places that you do? Is this a business that came from a family, or help me? Someone help me here.
Well, I started the business about 39 years ago. So I got my passion from watching my dad. He had 7 kids, and he had a full-time job, but on nights and weekends he used to go out and do handyman work to supplement his income to take care of 7 kids. So I got to watch him as I was growing up do these little handyman projects, and we actually worked together when I got out of high school for a little bit, but it was kind of hard working with Dad.
Right.
So
I know that. I was an SOB also. I'm a boss. Yeah.
So I started my own business 39 years ago, and now we have a company of about 23 team members.
Fabulous.
Lots of carpenters, lots of designers. Cindy's one of our award-winning designers on our
oh, great. We're going to
staff.
talk to Cindy about that. Now, so you got your start really watching your dad.
Yes, I
in
did.
a small, closely held business, that's probably not unusual.
No, it's not.
You know, and it's something, your dad didn't really work in the business.
No.
He gave you the impetus to learn and to be somebody in that business.
He did.
Are you a local guy? You grew up here locally?
Grew up in Woodbury. Been in Woodbury all my life, and most of our work is in southern New Jersey. So that's where we do most of our work.
So the southern New Jersey area, for those of Delaware Valley, it'd be Philadelphia, it'd be southern New Jersey, it'd be Delaware, the northern part of Delaware. It's a very, very large area, and you've helped a tremendous amount of people on the residential side.
Yes, we've done probably over 3,500 different projects over the years.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's fantastic. And the business has changed so much, but let's stop for a minute before we get there, and then I want to talk to you about how you got into the designing. And is this a woman-owned business or a man-owned business, or is it a combined business?
We call it the perfect marriage. It's the perfect marriage of Cindy's design and my construction background. So she designs it, I see that it gets built.
Although we do have a full staff, so we do have 6 designers, and we also have 6 project managers, and you know we couldn't run the business without them.
Well, what's your background? Because obviously you do great work, but how did you get there?
Well, I had my own business when I met Jay, and he hired me to come to his job sites and do the QC work, which what we call it is the ending of the job where we touch everything up and make everything, you know, look perfect and clean it. So I was doing that for him, and he recognized that I had some potential talent and brought me in. And he actually, I was selling heating and air conditioning before that, so I knew construction.
HVAC.
Because I was a tomboy, I followed my dad around too.
That's what I want to hear. That's what people want to know. Where did you get the passion? And because not everybody does what you do.
Yes.
So it had to come from somewhere, and that's what I like. And I think the people out there, when they work with people, they want to know, where did you get this?
Yeah.
So thank you. Tell me about your dad.
Well, my dad was kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. You know.
A lot of people were back then.
Yeah, and he had, you know, he worked in a mill, but when he came home, he actually bought our family home. It was a one-room schoolhouse, and turned it into our house. So he was always working on it, and I was always right by his side, and just loved construction. I was actually the first girl to be in wood shop in my high school. I had to petition to be a girl in wood shop. So in wood shop, I built a dining room table, and all the guys were making like keychains.
Right. I made a toolbox, and I said, that's it, I'm out of here. I'm retiring from this. I told you offline how I even put on a light bulb, so I understand what's going on here. Yeah, this is fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to understand what makes people tick and why they do what they do, this is the reason. That she doesn't do this for the money. She did this because you actually love it. And the money always comes secondary when you do what you love.
Yeah.
And I want people to know that about your business. Because it's not just, I'll fix your deck and off I go. You love what you do. And I'm sure you have hundreds of testimonials and referrals and people who would just probably come time and time again. You've done their house more than once or twice.
We have one client that has done 9 different projects over the last 25 years.
That's fabulous.
Cindy builds great relationships with her clients. She meets them often and stays friends with them long after the project's done.
Well, to me, it's more than just remodeling your house. It's who lives in that house.
It's a statement.
It's the home. It's the people. And you know, all of our designers have great relationships with the homeowners, and getting to know them. You're part of their family for several months, and we stay in touch with them. They get very connected to our project managers. We had one client, our project manager was there for about 5 months, and they were going to miss him so much that they made a cardboard, life-size cardboard cutout of him and stood it in their kitchen because they said they didn't want him to leave.
That's a fabulous story. For those of you out there who really want to like your general contractor, apparently Cipriani is the way to go. And they don't even make you do that. That's just someone did it on their own.
Yes.
That's great. Now, you've probably had some real favorite projects. Anything you can share with us that you've done that's just really special to you? And maybe to the people, obviously everybody feels special, but it's probably some neat stuff that you even impressed yourselves.
Yeah, I think with me there was 2 that come to mind. One was an older couple who had saved for years to redo their kitchen, and it wasn't a large job, but it meant so much to them. And we spent time planning and designing and answering all their questions, and made a few suggestions that they hadn't thought about, and they still send me Christmas cards and cards during the year because they just love it so much. And I think that one stands out because they were just so appreciative of the time that we took to answer all their needs and to meet their budget. And then there was a large one that I did, was a whole house renovation down at the shore, on the beach in Ocean City. And you know, we brought in special cedar from Canada, and it was just, you know, it was just amazing.
Right.
We did every room of the house, inside, outside, and the couple that we worked with were just wonderful to work with. So I mean, and there's just so many. Every project I think is special, and it's, you know, our favorite one's the one we're working on, and then the next one's a favorite one too.
No, it's like we have to go to a commercial, but it's almost like having children. You know, you raise them and then you clean them up and you put a little stuff in their hair and off they go and you never see them again. Hold that thought. I am with Jay and Cindy Cipriani. They are fantastic remodeling experts, specialists for more than 39 years. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This is Breakfast with the Boss. Scott Tanker saying, come on back. Stay with us. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back. Here we are, Scott Tanker with Jay and Cindy Cipriani. We actually, during this segment, will be showing you some pictures of some of the work they've done. So please take a look at them as we're speaking through these things. We won't be going over the pictures themselves, but help yourself to look at some of the results before and after, I presume, and we'll talk about some things as we go along. Now, when people meet with you, what are the things that surprises them the most? Is it your organization? Is it the process? I mean, people say, I don't know what I want. Yeah, help me. How do you help somebody who says, I want to do something different, I just don't know what to do? Do you have a book they look through? What's your initial start?
We initially go through a needs assessment. Why do you need this new space? What are you trying to do with it? Who's going to be using it? What do you want to put in that space? So we go through this big listening process where we find out all the information that we can from them so that we can design the right project for them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know, Jay has been great because he's honed a process over the last 39 years. So we have a 5-step process that we walk people through, and each step of the process has the right questions to ask. And also, a lot of people can't visualize, and they say, you know, I want a new kitchen, I just can't picture it. And so we have a program that we use where we draw their
CAD program.
That we draw in, that we can actually show it to them in 3D and actually walk them through the project, and that really helps them because they can see themselves in there, and we can even make it the exact same colors and everything, just like you watch on HGTV.
Right.
We can do that for
So
people.
you do space planning, you do interior design, you do build outs, you do rebuilds, and you do new builds. Do you build houses from the ground up?
We have in the past, but our specialty now has become just remodeling. Remodeling, you have to tie into existing structures, you have to work around the family, you have to work around pets and neighbors and landscaping, so it's a more specialty type of trade.
Absolutely.
Yeah, our production department is with people in their homes every day. And
For sometimes months at a time.
months at a time, and so they're very clean. They clean up the job every night. We work around people's schedules and pets and children. We make sure that, we have a motto: nothing of ours touches anything of yours. So if we're going to walk on it, it's protected. If we're going to be working in a room, it's encapsulated with the plastic. If we're going to be putting something down on a counter, there's something on it. So we're very, very mindful of the fact that we're in someone's home.
My fiance had a house built, and it was horrible in terms of the mess they left every single night. And her ex-husband is in the facilities management business, and she would say he would never let this. You clean up every night. These guys are horrible, these builders. And what I really love about you guys is all the things you're saying are the things the other guy I didn't like did, which is leave a mess, not communicate properly, not give me real vision. They just said, we'll do it. And oftentimes we had to stop in the middle of something and change it because there was unnoticed issues that he should have noticed.
That's one of the things that we specialize in, is we'll go in and debug a job before we start it. So before the homeowner gives their final okay on the project, we go in and we do this analysis where we're looking for hidden surprises. We always tell homeowners to ask your contractor, what unforeseen costs can I run into? I want to know that before the job starts. So we go in and we look for hidden wires or hidden termite damage or hidden pipes or hidden issues that you don't start a project and then get halfway through and the contractor says, oh, here's a $3,000 change order. We want to find out all those things ahead of time.
Yeah, I always wondered where people come up with the extra money. If you have a budget and you think it's going to cost this, and then during the project things are added, where are they supposed to come up with that money?
Credit cards. That's what I understand. But it's a horrible experience when someone says, you need another couple thousand. The pipe leading from your outdoor tank to the house is rotted. Even though you got a new tank, they didn't get you a new pipe, and now it's going to cost you $3,500 to fix that. It's happening right now. That's all I know.
So we tell homeowners, take your time. There's a great article by Consumer Reports that tells homeowners, take your time, make sure you're going through all the details before you get started so you know what you're getting into.
Right. Now, you folks are going to want to get a hold of these people because Cindy and Jay are the kind of people you can talk to. They have 23 other employees who are not so saddled with everything that they can't sit and talk to you about anything you want. The conversations, I'm sure, are courtesy of the firm, and I want to get you to get a hold of them at 856-853-8398, and Cindy's cell is 856-534-7070. I'll be asking you to tell them again, but we'll keep going for the moment. So, when you're rebuilding a place, people like to see what's going on. Do you check in with them every so often, or is it, how does it work so that you are always on top of things that might be an issue? Because again, builders, they're so busy doing so many things, I often feel like I'm not getting the attention I need, and it gets me frustrated and worried, and I don't like the experience, because the experience is so important.
It is. Most people talk about how they got their kitchen remodeled and the beautiful crown molding that they had in their kitchen. So it's all about the experience, and we make 7 promises to our customers.
I love it.
And one of them is to communicate daily. So we want to promise to communicate to them every single day, let them know what's going to be happening today, what happened yesterday, what's going to happen tomorrow. We talk about that, one of our other promises is to make sure that we make their job a priority and we're not off on other projects, So we stay on their project from the start to the completion. So that's another one of our, promises.
Yes. And your main carpenter is your project manager. He manages the whole project. And so before the project even starts, he makes up a schedule that has your start date, your end date, and everything that's going to happen every week during your project. And we hang that in your house. So that way you know when the plumber's coming, when the electrician's coming, when your floors are going to be done. You know everything according to the schedule, which is really helpful for people. In our industry, the main complaint is that the jobs drag on, people don't know how long it's going to take. With us, you don't have that concern because we have that calendar, and that's why we don't want a lot of change orders, because we need to stick to that schedule.
You have your own schedule too.
Yeah.
You know, folks, this is the way you do things. I know it seems weird, but they're flexible also. But if you have a process and you can follow that blueprint, it makes life so much easier. I want you to stay with us because Jay and Cindy have some more things to tell us, and we'll be right back after these messages. Please stay with us. Scott Tanker, host of Breakfast with the Boss. Welcome back. This is Scott Tanker having a great conversation with Jay and Cindy Cipriani. They are experienced experts remodeling solutions people. And I know that sounds funny, but if you meet with them and talk to them about what you have in mind, they will make sure you get what you want for the price you want it and always tell you up front what's going on. So, this last segment, I want people to understand some of the things that they should do and maybe shouldn't do when it comes to thinking about remodeling. And either of you can answer, but give me the couple things they should do, and then we'll go to the other side.
I would suggest that they make sure they get a detailed agreement from their contractor,
Written.
having the brand name, model number, color, size, quantity for everything that they're going to get in there. I also am a big advocate to make a payment schedule that favors the homeowner, that puts them in control. We always say whoever has control of the funds has the power. So pay as things are done, and you.
What a refreshing thought that is.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, folks. If you don't call them just for that reason alone, you're crazy. But go ahead.
It's the homeowners that give a contractor a third down, half down, and then they have to cross their fingers
Right.
and hope that he comes back.
Right.
So we always say that, you know, good stable contractors have great credit, they're financially stable, you know.
Which you guys are. You're licensed.
Yes.
You've been around forever, and you have testimonials coming out of your kazoo.
Yes.
So you're real comfortable. But not everybody in your business is like that. Even if they're licensed, there may only be one or two people. They may call themselves a company, but there's only two of them.
Yes.
Whereas in your case, God forbid someone gets hurt, you just put someone else on the job.
Yes.
Your GM, your GC knows what the job is. They can direct that new person to deal with the issues.
Yes.
It's a fabulous way to do business.
And
it
one
really
thing
is.
I'd like to say that people should do before they even call anyone is to communicate with each other and have a conversation. Because oftentimes, you know, they both are envisioning something different.
That's how the fight
And
started, right?
Also, they don't talk about the budget. They don't talk about money, like
Right.
what's my home worth? How much do we want to invest in my home? Let me go out and see if I can find financing, and how much financing can I get?
Right.
Because we're designers. We can design to any budget. But we don't want to design something and then you find out that you can't get the money for it, or
Right.
you don't want to invest that much. So by giving a budget number to a designer is actually so helpful, because we can put on our thinking caps to pick materials and designs that will fit the budget, instead of just giving you everything you described and then it not fitting in with
What
your
happens when a
budget.
lot of people say, I just don't know what my budget is because I'm not sure? I mean, I guess you help them crystallize those thoughts, because, again, going back to some feeling of what the budget should be, it's movable, but some feeling to start with, to have a blueprint is really important.
Yes, because what you should look at is, what's the value of my home? How long am I going to be staying here? That's a don't. Don't design for the next person.
Right.
If you're going to be there more than 5 years, design for you so you enjoy it, and, you know, talk about, well, how much do I want to put in it? We can help them figure out, you know, how much they'll get when they sell the house. But have that conversation, and also have that conversation with your mortgage or your banker as to how much you do want to invest.
That's fabulous. If you folks out there do not take advantage of talking to these people before you get into any sort of remodeling, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. This is a great couple that have been around for a long time. They got it figured out. This is not a fly-by-night kind of situation. This is not fly by the seat of your pants situation. This is a fine-tuned process to remodel your home, which is what you spend most of your time in. Please give them a call. Do me a favor, folks. One of you, look into the camera on the left and let them know how to get a hold of you. Phone number, address, email. If you want to give them your birthdays, that's okay with me too.
No.
Okay.
Please call Cipriani Remodeling Solutions. We are in Woodbury, New Jersey. Our phone number is 856-853-8398. That's 856-853-8398. You can also look us up on the web at www.ciprianiremodelingSolutions.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Now, the last question I have. When you first started the conversation, you said he hired you When did he marry you? I haven't heard that part. I
Not
mean, was
until
there?
3 years later.
So you worked for him for 3
I
years
did.
under these auspices.
Yes.
This fake promise, huh?
I had to prove myself as a designer.
All right, before you
he
could even be a wife
yeah,
or a girl,
before
a girlfriend
he
or
would
a
marry
wife.
me.
This guy Jay has got it figured out, ladies and gentlemen. Not only from that point of view, but from all points of view. He always says, interview the wife before it, make her work for you before you hire her. That's fantastic. I love family businesses. I was in one. I hope that you continue your business and you have someone to give it to as we go forward. But most important for the people out there, you're here, you're now, you're ready to help people who want to remodel or consider remodeling their house. So please, give them a call at 856-853-8398. It's been such a pleasure seeing you guys.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for having me. Thank you for having the show with you. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here with us each and every week on Breakfast with the Boss. We're part of the Morning Coffee Show. And we want you to be here each and every week with us as we meet people with passion and with purpose to share with you the things that make them happy by making you better. Take care. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.